I've heard over and over again the garbage that it's religious freedom, and I keep saying to you, it's not about the religion, it's not about the mosque, because there are 100 mosques in New York City. It's not about the freedom of religion or freedom of worship, because there's 100 mosques in Manhattan. It is about the site, which is a sacred site. In fact, the head of Arabiya Television, who himself is a moderate Muslim, also an educated man, unlike most of the Muslims that are being heard today who are not educated at all, many of the Muslims speaking out loudest today are jailbirds who got their religion in prison. They're uneducated. They know only the one book, the Quran. They've read almost nothing else. We're being dragged back into the 9th century. Don't you understand what this is all about? An educated Muslim who wants to get along with Christians and Jews and others would say, if there's this much of an outcry, maybe we're wrong. Maybe there's a sensitivity we didn't see. You know what? You're right. We'll move it. It's not a big deal. We're not wed to being at the Burlington Coat Factory. We don't have to keep putting our finger in the eye of America. After all, we'd like to assimilate. They don't want to assimilate, you schmuck. They want you to become them. You putz, when the hell are you going to wake up to what they're doing to you? You want to find out what Sharia law is? Would you like to hear the story of what Sharia law is? Huh? Would you like to hear where they want to take you back to the 5th century? You hear the words, oh, Sharia law, it's so mild. Really? A Saudi judge has asked several hospitals in Saudi Arabia whether they could damage a man's spinal cord as punishment after he was convicted of attacking another man with a cleaver and paralyzing him. So, in other words, the man's brother who was hurt said that according to a Muslim law, Islamic law, we have a right to demand that this man be punished accordingly, and we want our legal right under Islamic law, the brother said. There is no better word than God's word, an eye for an eye. So they've taken him to a hospital, and they want to find out if a doctor in Saudi Arabia will damage the man's spinal cord to paralyze him. Now, under the law, meaning Sharia law, again, the 5th century law that they like to impose upon you, the victim can receive blood money to settle the case. But the family said, we don't want blood money. We don't want it. We want the attacker to be paralyzed. And so we want his spine severed. Isn't that amazing that you don't even know what Sharia law is? You keep hearing it's just mild this and mild that. Wake up. What world are you living in? There is a war going on, and most Americans don't even know that they're non-combatants in this war. They don't even know that they're non-combatants. They don't even know what war is going on. This is the war to end all wars. This is the war to end all wars. It's a silent, stealth, cultural war.
Savage.
And I want to say something that's very important, because the point's not been made by anyone yet. People think that Obama is taking from the rich to give to the poor. This is the deceit. I wrote this book to prove definitively that, like all Marxists, he's taking from the middle class to give to the rich. This is something that needs to be understood if you're to prevent another communist revolution from occurring on the globe. What you don't understand is this. Why would a guy like George Soros go out of his way to try to elect a man like Obama? Is it because George Soros wants more people to thrive in America, more people to thrive within the middle class of America? No, the opposite. A guy like George Soros, who has made countless billions of dollars in his lifetime, sometimes by trying to destroy the currency of England, another time trying to destroy the currency of Malaysia, trading money, whatever he has to do to make his billions, and then he funds radical left-wing causes. Why? Because people who meet on Martha's Vineyard don't like the middle class. People who meet on Martha's Vineyard, who elected their puppet Obama, in fact, want to destroy the middle class in order to continue to profit themselves. Now you say, well, why would they want to do that? In my opinion, as I explain in Trickle Up Poverty, why do I say Obama has targeted the middle class? Because in a Marxist society, Marxist societies are two-class societies. The ruling elite, the Politburo is part of the ruling elite, and then, of course, there's the peasant, the peon, the nothing. And so there's a very small or non-existent middle class in true Marxist societies. America has been known, if known for anything, for its very large middle class. It's what defined us as a nation. And so now we see the first president in American history whose every measure has targeted the American middle class, whether it be economic measures or health measures or military measures or cultural measures. They're all targeting the average guy and doll in the middle class. The Ground Zero Mosque, you may say, what does it have to do with it? It's part of the same program. If it affronts the middle class's Christian beliefs, good. That's what we want. We're left-wingers, and we want to get in their face. We want to see more mosques in America. We want to see the churches hollowed out and turned into other things. We want to see America lose its cultural identity. That's what a Marxist does. That's what Obamonomics has done. That's what Obama's doing, and that's why I say trickle-up poverty is more than about the economy. It's about his attack on every level of our society, our borders. Why would he attack Sheriff Joe in Arizona instead of attacking the drug cartels? Why would he go to war with the people of Arizona instead of going to war with the government of Mexico? Because he wants America to be weakened and to melt down, stopping Obama's attack on our borders, economy, and security. Okay, Trickle Up Poverty, my new book, is your best defense against the Obamonomics that are dragging the middle class and everyone else into a Marxist socialist death spiral. Okay, pre-order it now on Amazon.com. More as the time evolves. The book is going to be a monster hit. Believe me, I don't need you to tell me that. And I didn't write it to make a fortune. I wrote it, truthfully, to interfere with the American election. That's right. I want to interfere with the plans that Rahm Emanuel and David Axelrod have for re-electing Obama in 2012 and making sure that the Democrats retain their seats in November. That's right. The book is targeted directly at them. I'll be right back.
Savvy.